Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, good evening, everybody. We'll start with item D, the approval of minutes. In the absence of any objections or corrections, the minutes from the July 15th, 2024 regular council meeting shall stand approved.
Mr. President, I do have two changes to resolution number 02024 tax budget on page 2. First sentence, to have statute spelled correctly for the meaning that it is for intended on that sentence. And then also in the second sentence, where it says 2025, have a space to fix that graphical error there.
Perfect. Michaela will hand you these notes too. Unless there are any other corrections or adjustments, those minutes shall stand approved. They will stand approved. Item E, citizen communication. If you would like to address the council for anything outside of the agenda tonight, feel free to come forward. Sir, we would just ask you to write your name and address on that form for us, and if you would, just state it for the record. And we will give you 5 minutes here this evening.
What's the sixth, or month is 6/5? 8/5. Yes, I'd like to ask 3 easy questions. The first one is,
Will you state your name and address real
okay,
quick, sir?
my
I'm sorry.
name is Roger Wyrick, 305 Sheffield, Napoleon.
Perfect, thank you so much.
I'm gonna ask on another property which belongs to my daughter. I was asked from the city itself, how did that alley get so narrow? It is supposed to be 16.6. It's right there on East Main and Front Street to get back to her garage. A guy parks his car in the center of it as far as what I can see. I got a hard time getting my truck past his car.
Okay.
And then they keep putting stuff out in the alley, and it just keeps pushing it back towards Hobson. That was my first one. My second one, is it legal to pull surveyor stakes? It happened right there on East Main after it was surveyed on that property. My third question is, when I bought the property, which is my daughter's now, they had that as electrical easement for the east and west alley. Now they had an easement for the electric company. Now they turn around and state that that is an alley. How do they change an easement to an alley and nobody knows anything about it? That's just 3 questions I'd like to address.
Absolutely. Andy, can you help at all with?
Yeah,
those?
the last one I'll have to get you an answer on,
And-
the easement versus the alley.
And the surveyor stake is in the front lawn. And to take it off the surveyor stake over, and then the city poured cement when they done the approach. Part of it went into the alley. So, I mean, I have no idea how to go about it. But if you try to get through the alley, from East Main down through to to Front Street, you better jump the curb because you can't, still while you're going, miss the vehicle that's sitting there.
Okay.
And her garage is supposed to be, the front of it, it's sitting back, which is on the property when I bought it.
Yeah, the first issue and them blocking an alley, they cannot block an alley. That's a legal issue.
They're putting stuff in it.
Well, have you
But one thing.
ever called law enforcement?
Huh?
Have you ever called the police to see?
No, I did not, because they don't have the alley marked off. They poured the cement. They never put a line or anything else there.
Yeah, the cement, the approach to the alley and their driveway is all one. That's what you're telling me, correct?
The back end of the garage is 8 inches off on the north-south alley. It's 8 inches off the property line. The front is, the surveyor stake is quite a ways over on the other part of it. And it runs on an angle of that alley. And I asked before it happened, how can you put a chain link fence on city property?
You can put a chain link fence on your property line.
I said on city property.
Yeah.
There are 30 inches on the back of the north and, or on the south side. It's 30 inches. When they put it up, Mayor Hepp was in, and I said, I took him down and I said, look at this. This is the surveyor stake. And he left them put the fence 30 inches on city property, and they just keep coming this way with it.
I will have to have somebody come out and look at that.
Well, I'd like
confirm
to
it.
have where the car is sitting, because I'm not, how do you want to put, I don't know, I know where the surveyor stake is, in her yard. But from there over, I don't know where it's at. But he told me, when I went over here, he says, how did the front of that alley get so narrow? How should I know? I'm just,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to have somebody look at the surveyor's stake. You're saying stake. Are you talking about the pin that's actually in
there's
the
a
ground?
pin with a guy's,
Right, with the steel,
it's a steel pin with a yellow cap on.
right.
And in the back of the alley, there's a pin with a steel cap on.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be 16.6 wide. But there's one thing that's grandfathered in, is the gas meters on her house, which is sitting in city right away. And that's been there, I've owned the property 50 years.
Been there the whole time.
It's been there before I bought the place, so. I know that's grandfathered in, but they just redone East Main, and they poured in the alley some cement, which was the city, whoever done the road. That's in there, and
Is there east and west?
they
Okay.
asked, do we plow the alley?
East and
I
west,
said,
or north and south?
you used to. We used to run a garbage truck through it. I worked on the rubbish route.
Okay.
But today,
It's not-
you can't run a snowplow through,
It's not
because
just-
I
it's
have
where
a
he lives
time
with his
getting
daughters, okay.
my truck while jumping the curb in.
Okay. My zoning administrator is on vacation this week. He won't be back until Saturday. So next Monday, I will leave him a note to have him contact you, or at least take a look at this.
But, I mean, I'm trying, her husband died, and I'm trying to get the place fixed up again.
Okay,
So,
okay. I'll
Roger,
have,
is your contact information on that sheet?
What?
Is your contact information on that sheet up there?
I,
Did you
phone
write
number?
your phone
So
number?
we can call you or whatever. So
oh, you want my phone
we'll-
number?
we'll find him.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll
perfect.
find him.
You want my phone number?
I think we're good.
Yeah, we'll find you. We'll find you.
You'll find that. 315 East Main.
Right, it's Grace, right?
Huh?
Grace's place?
It's Grace's.
Yeah.
Well, he knows whose it is.
Perfect. Well,
And-
thank you for coming in tonight. We'll certainly give you
And
some
I
answers.
got one other question.
Absolutely.
The guy told her it was a sweet gum tree. Why did they plant a male tree there? That sweet gum tree would be putting barbs out like this. It's a honey locust. And if you walk down, I'd like you to go down and look at her drive and her sidewalk. You sat one person down, and there's nothing the matter.
Yep, absolutely.
And we had Terry Franz, she's walking, she didn't get hurt, but she stumbled on,
Okay.
but there's nothing the matter. So,
Well, we'll do our best to get you some answers next Monday from the sounds of it, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, Roger?
okay.
Thank you so much for coming in
See,
tonight.
I live at 305 Sheffield.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I sold the place to her, to my daughter, so.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you again,
Okay,
Roger.
thank
Have a
you.
good evening. We'll move to item F, reports from council committees. F1, the Finance and Budget Committee did not meet July 22nd, 2024 due to lack of agenda items. F2, the Safety and Human Resources Committee did not meet July 22nd due to lack of agenda items. And F3, the Technology and Communications Committee did not meet earlier this evening due to lack of agenda items. Item H, introduction of new ordinances and resolutions. H1, resolution number 029-24, a resolution authorizing and directing the finance director of the city of Napoleon to certify and file annual special assessments of the city of Napoleon, Ohio, with the county auditor of Henry County for placement and collection on the 2024 tax duplicates payable in year 2025 and declaring an emergency. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, Council President. This is our annual, well, I'm assuming it's annual resolution that when we put usually nuisance properties, if we have to say, for example, in the case of these, mow somebody's yard, and then we attempt to bill them, and yet they refuse to pay our invoices to have the property mowed, then we are able to assess the property on the taxes. So we have 3 of them this year, and so I'm not asking for suspension of rules because this doesn't need to be into the county auditor's hands until sometimes mid-September, and so I would just ask that we pass this first read.
Perfect. Are these repeat offenders by any chance?
If I go by last year, one of them definitely is. The other 2, I think we've had issues in the past, but I'm not sure if they were on it last year. Because last year we only had 2 people, and one was a lady, and one was the one that's on the top of the list here.
Okay.
So, and these are the bills from 2023. Then again, we have to do our due diligence and try to collect it. With no avail, then it goes on the tax, under taxes.
Any other questions or comments from council? Okay. Hearing none, Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
That will move to second read. Thank you, Kevin. Item I, second reading of ordinances and resolutions. There are none this evening. Item J, third reading. J1, ordinance number 025-24, an ordinance amending the City of Napoleon rules, terms, and conditions governing the water and sewer service, specifically Rule 5, Special Service and Extension, and Rule 32, Appendix A, Fees, and declaring an emergency. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Andy?
Yes, Council President. Once again, this is just an update to the rates, fees, and rules for the use of the hydrant meters and hose meters. There are no changes to this legislation since the last read.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Okay. That will pass on third read under emergency. Item J2, resolution number 027-24, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute all documents necessary to apply for and accept Ohio Public Works Commission's State Capital Improvement Program and local transportation improvement program funds for projects deemed necessary by the city engineer in the year 2025 and declaring an emergency.
I'll motion.
Second.
Thank you. Andy?
Yes, Council President, this is the issue 2 funding that we apply for typically for sanitary sewer projects. And since the last reading, there are no changes to the legislation.
Perfect. Any questions or comments from council?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If you pick a subject that you want to do under this, and an emergency comes up, can you change?
Yeah, until we sign anything, we're clear. I mean, we don't plan on signing anything yet, but
Okay.
if an emergency came up, we could certainly put this aside. Yeah.
Any other questions? Hearing none. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yeah. Yes.
That will pass on third read under emergency. Item J3, ordinance number 028-24, an ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a wastewater collection and treatment contract between the city of Napoleon, Ohio, and the Campbell Soup Company, and declaring an emergency. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Thank you. Andy?
Yes, Council President, this is third and final reading of this legislation. This whole deal started back in November of '23, talking with Campbell's about taking their wastewater, and they are anxious to get things moving, so after tonight, I will let them know that this, if indeed you pass it on third reading, I will let them know that's passed and we can move forward. There are no changes since the previous reading.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments? I'm hearing none. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Abstain.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Okay, that will also pass on third read under emergency. Item K, good of the city. K1, discussion or action, direct the law director to draft the appropriate legislation for contracting the Scott Street resurfacing project with ODOT.
Yes, Council President. ODOT plans to resurface 108 next year, and as part of that, we have asked them to take care of Scott Street from LaGrange to County Road R, with the exception of the new roundabout area. So it'll actually go from LaGrange to Wood Drive, and then the north side of the roundabout to County Road R. ODOT requires legislation from the local body when they're working within the corporation limits. So that's what this legislation covers.
Any questions from council?
This is a budgeted project for '24, at $545,000. That's because once ODOT, we have to pay our portion up front. Once they establish the project and get things started, we have to pay our portion up front. So we will likely, if it starts in September as they plan, the process, not the road work, then we will have to pay our portion prior to the end of the year. So it is already budgeted in '24.
Thank you, Andy. Is there a motion to direct the law director?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Okay. Item K2, discussion or action, adoption of Henry County Hazard Mitigation Plan. Andy?
Yes, Council President. Over the last year, the county EMA developed this plan with all municipalities within the county. So it's a county-wide plan. As part of this plan, it has to be approved by each legislative body, which is why I'm asking that we ask the law director to draft the legislation. It's basically to mitigate any disasters or threats in the county, and it's an extensive plan. I will include it in a future council packet, at least bits and pieces of it. But it's necessary for us to receive any funding in the event of an emergency from FEMA. So we have to have this on file.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Were we involved in the negotiation of the actual mitigation plan itself?
Yeah, we had police, fire, we were all involved in the whole process.
Was there any concerns? The concern that I saw in it was them canceling and I'm going to assume it was a county-wide siren system. It says canceled in the mitigation plan. Probably, in my mind, one of the most important mitigation plans we could have had would have been that county-wide siren system.
Yeah,
Do you know why that was
I do
dropped
not.
by chance?
I do not. No.
Okay. And I'm just looking at it from what I could find after we were notified we were going to talk about this. I went to the web and I pulled the one that I'm assuming was the current plan.
Right. It should be.
Okay. And it said that siren system was canceled.
Okay, I'll see if I can get you an answer for that.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Thank you, Bobby. Is there a motion to direct the law director?
So move.
I'll second.
Thank you. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
yes.
Okay. Item K3, discussion or action, request approval to accept grant from the state of Ohio in the amount of $135,000 for Napoleon water tower upgrades. Andy.
Yeah, this is something that both Representative Hoops and Senator McCauley encouraged us to apply for. It is the one-time strategic community investment fund through the state of Ohio. We applied for it, we received it, and now I am just asking for your approval to sign the agreement to receive those grant funds.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Second?
Thank you. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave? Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Alrighty. We will go around the
Thank you.
table. Kevin, can I start with you this evening?
I have nothing, thank you.
Tom?
I'm good, thank you.
Dr. Dave? Brittany?
Nothing for me.
Mr. Mayor?
Just want to get an update on the Oakwood project, if you don't mind, City Manager.
Absolutely not. They weren't able to pave today as planned, and there was some question as to whether they were going to be able to or not because of the weather from late last week. They got tied up on the project. They were working, so they didn't come today to pave. They will plan on being there at 8:30 tomorrow morning, starting at Perry Street downtown and heading north. They think before the end of the week, weather permitting, that we can have it paved and striped. So we shall see, but tomorrow's really the biggest question mark in terms of
Yeah.
weather,
Yep.
but they've been able to accomplish quite a bit. So
Great.
with any luck, we'll see some paint on the road before the end of the week.
And I had the opportunity to drive around with Andy last week and looking at all the other 28 streets that we're paving.
Yes.
And looks great. And I'm sure the people that live on those streets are happy now that it's done and their streets have been, got some attention that was well needed.
Yeah, actually, they would have probably completed paving today, but they got scared off. They were supposed to get like 150 tons of asphalt, and had it been on its way here and we would have gotten one of those downpours, it would have been a big waste of money.
Right.
So they did leave late morning, but they will be back to complete the job, and those streets now should be complete the next day or two.
All right.
Yeah, it looks great out there.
Yeah.
Happy to have it done.
Thank you.
Or near
That's all
me.
I have.
Mr. Hayes?
They were justified in stopping because about 10 drops of rain came, and then
Yeah.
the sky just cleared right
Well,
out.
it was like the Red Sea. If
Yeah.
if you saw the radar,
Right.
Napoleon was this nice little pocket of
Yeah.
dryness, and you're right, about 10 or 12 drops.
Yeah.
And everything north and south of us got hit.
And the water tower on the south side just shines like brand new. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Weitzel?
Nothing.
Jordan?
Nothing tonight.
Billy?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Andy?
I would like to thank Jennifer Lazenby for her assistance in our recruitment efforts for police auxiliary. We're struggling through some times right now with numbers, and it is a very important part of our police force during parades, baseball, or basketball, football games, et cetera. So we do thank her for the article that she put in the paper. Appreciate it, Jen. Then next Monday night, municipal properties, can we do that at 6 PM? That work for you?
Yes.
Sounds good.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Can I ask for a quick update on the Bells Road Bridge reconstruction? What's happening there?
They anticipate it being done before the first day of school, which today I saw they put out was August 21st. So that is, I know it's a Wednesday, 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away, 2 weeks away. They say they're going to have it complete,
Okay.
so.
Then I will just request an executive session for pending or imminent court action. Could I have a motion, please?
Motion?
Second?
Thank you. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Okay.
They aren't clear yet from there. It looks like.
Motion to come out of executive session concerning pending or imminent
Just pending.
imminent court action. Motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
All right. No action taken in executive session. Andy, you had a mulligan on your.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to remind you all that Lieutenant Smith has brought one of the new Tahoes for us to look at. I know they're pretty excited about them out there, and I'm just as excited, so I told them to enjoy them for 6 months, because then they get rotated out to the city manager. So I'm pretty excited. But anyway, it's outside.
Perfect. Thank you.
You bet.
Item M, approve payment of bills. In the absence of any objections or corrections, the
I,
payment of bills shall
I
stand.
have a question.
Yes, sir.
Maybe it's a sign of my age. On page 7, there's a thing for Dippin' Dots.
Yes, sir, there is a thing for Dippin' Dots. We,
Lots of Dippin'
every time I see
Yeah.
something like that, I tell my kids, we bought another $1,000 worth of Dippin'
Yeah.
Dots. They sell like crazy. They are an ice cream, little frozen dots.
Okay.
Little ice cream balls.
The ice cream
And
of
they,
the future.
we can't stock enough of them.
Yeah.
I think we've made $2.5 million on Dippin' Dots.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring that up, because I laugh every time I see that. Yeah, we
Because there
sell
was
them.
there was an old candy that was the Dots,
Right.
that was a
exactly.
chewy,
Little
fruit
chewy,
flavored
yeah.
thing.
These are much
Gumbo-
better.
Yeah.
You
These
have
are
to try
better?
'em.
Well, they
Yes.
gotta be, it's ice cream. you know.
Yes.
Ken, we sell so many that we should sell them through the utility window,
Yeah.
just to keep going.
Okay.
Or if you just want to bring some in for all of us to try.
There you go. I'll mention that to Tony.
Yeah, you bring a vehicle for us to see, but no Dippin' Dots.
Sorry. The cooler's in the back of the car.
Yeah.
All right, the payment of bills shall stand approved. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Second?
Thank you. Michaela, please call the roll.
Jordan?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Dr. Dave?
Yes.
Brittany?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Ken?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.